It's hard doing. Oh, there we go. Well, that can't be shared. Shall. See, how do I share this shit? Oh, that's in the group. I need to go. Got out of practice. Hey, Kindala. Hey, Jamie Taylor. How are you over on YouTube? That lets me know YouTube's working. Thank you, dear. How are you? I am trying to find tonight's broadcast really quick. Give me one moment. I'm going to share it up to groups really quick. Tonight is Triple H Hour. Here we go. Share. Okay. Share to a group. And let's share it down the way. So I have a couple of questions. I'm gonna make tonight a little bit more interactive with you guys, just for fun. I hope it's fun for you guys. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna let you guys pick the incense that we use. Ooh, mood. You're gonna get to set the mood tonight. I'm not gonna let you pick what I'm wearing because I'm pretty much in what I'm gonna be wearing. I slipped into something just a little bit more comfortable for all of us. But I don't know. I'm gonna put it in there. If I get in trouble, he'll let me know. He'll let me know if it's in trouble. Is that everything? Did I do everything? Let me see here. I think I did. Oh, maybe I didn't. Why does it keep notifying me that I'm live? I know I'm live. Why can't they figure that shit out? Oh, I guess I did post everywhere. All right, so what I thought I would do to make it a little bit more fun and interactive, hopefully my broadcast, my internet is better. I called the internet company yesterday, so I need to do my air sign tarot scopes. I'm probably gonna, I don't know, either do them later tonight or tomorrow. It seems like my internet is better during the daytime than at night, but I don't know how much you guys are gonna like doing these how I can help you hours in the daytime. I don't know. You guys are generally busy with kids and whatnot. So I'm hoping that my internet holds up tonight and we don't lose the stream. But, you know, I can't make any guarantees of that. I am going to sage the space really quick. So let's do a little sage. Sage you. Sage me. Saging you. Saging me. Saging always naturally. So let's sage the decks, the desk, sage everything, give it some love. I'm gonna let you guys pick the incense tonight, right? Just for fun, just because I'm bored. And another thing I should let you guys know on the Patreon page, if you're not subscribed over on the Patreon page, I was late. I'm running behind this month. It's just because of the pandemic. Um, I like to refer to it as the Jandemic at this point. It's just all Jan's fault. It's Jan Brady's fault. The middle child. She's created all of this havoc. It's the Jandemic. It's much more pleasant than pandemic, I think. So, anyways, and it's all about Marsha, right? So, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna let you guys know that I just finally put up the vote for next month's tarot decks. So let me show you what they are. And just because I like the number 3, I'm going to give you guys, I'll show you guys the 3 tarot decks that are up for, I want to say up for elimination, like it's RuPaul's Drag Race or something. The 3 tarot decks that are up for nomination for the May tarot deck, and then I will couple it once we know which one is picked. I will do an unboxing for that deck, and then I will pick an oracle deck to go with it for the month of May, for our forecast in the month of May. Now, this is something that you'll exclusively vote on over at Patreon, but you have to be at the $7.77 level or higher to be able to vote. Okay, so basically, because I only have a few people that vote over there, they get to decide which decks we look at all month. Now I'm burning a little Palo Santo. So these are the decks I'm just going to show you guys. Maybe you'll be interested in going over there and subscribing and supporting me financially through getting a membership. We have The Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Crayons, which I have an unboxing of this on my YouTube channel. So that's already been filmed. So that's a cool deck that I've not really worked with very extensively. So that would be interesting. We have one of the people that I am totally enamored with, and she's an amazing artist, and she makes brilliant decks. Her name is MJ Cullinane. She made the Crow Tarot, which I have. This is the Wise Dog Tarot. I have not opened it or used it yet. I've been waiting for you guys to choose it. This might be a nice May deck, but I don't know. It's been in the running the last 2 months, and nobody seems to want to choose it. It gets votes, but it never wins. But like last month's deck, I have to say, it went to like 2 votes. It was like 2 or 3 people voted, and that was it. And so the deck that we're using, the John Holland deck, was really legitimately just from 3 votes. 3 people had a say. And then this last one, which I'm kind of excited about, but I don't want to put my interpretation into it, it's your guys' decision over on Patreon, is the Mystical Dream Tarot. And this I bought when I was out. This was on my Amazon wish list, but I saw it on the shelf at where was I? I was at the Journey Within Church in New Jersey doing a mediumship class with Mavis Patilla, and this was in the bookstore there. So I bought it there, and then I removed it from my wish list because I bought it for myself because it was there. And so it's a deck that I'm sort of interested in. I think it'll be interesting, but I don't want you guys to pick this deck if this is not the deck you're drawn to. Okay, this deck will get opened at some point, and we will play with it and all of that. So those are up as polls for that's the May deck poll that's up over on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is a subscription-based service where the forecast goes up a day early over there. There's also special readings that are presented over there. I'm going to be doing sort of like instructional how-to things and stuff as I get more people following Patreon. And people that subscribe at the highest level, they get to get free charmings and things like that. So let's now, something that you guys can have a say in. We always want a nice white candle, or it doesn't have to be white, but any sort of candle allows spirit to know that we're ready to work. You better work. So I'm calling that in. I'm not reading in. Hi, Mary Clark. Hi, Deborah Johnson. Hey, Amanda Heapsch. I'm sorry you were laid off, Mary Clark. This is why I'm doing Patreon, is because I'm not making, I need to make money too. I don't work. So I don't have a job. This is my job right now, is entertaining you guys. Trying to create a space where not only do you guys get something, but I get something in return. So always light a white candle. Let spirit know that you're ready to kind of work it because you're worth it. Flip your thing down, flip it and reverse it. You know what I'm saying. Now these are our 3 incense choices tonight. So you guys, hey Karen McIntosh, how are you? You go to patreon.com, Jamie. Patreon.com. And then you choose a subscription level. There's like 5 subscription levels. One starts at $3.33 for the whole month. And then one is $7.77, $11.11, $22.22, and $33.33. $33.33 gets you a free charming every month, which the free charming is $25 anyways, so that's kind of worth it right there. And then you get like card pulls, and you get to vote in polls. You also get special readings that are only available over there. There's an Archangel reading and a monthly love reading, a Cupid's love reading that's available. Now, for our incense choices for the evening. I'm glad you're great. Who is Facebook user? Somebody keeps coming in as Facebook user. Who's saying Missy is the best? You're showing up on my thing as Facebook user. I feel like it's somebody I must know, but your name is not showing up in the chat. I'm glad you're doing good, Deborah Johnson. Hey, Tammy. Mary, quite contrary. How does the smoke in the bong flow? Where are you at, girly? I haven't seen Mary yet, but she'll probably come in. Hey, Renee Lynn, how are you? Hey, Lisa Vanderhelm. So the first scent we have on the docket is celestial. So if you're feeling a little angelic, you want some celestial energies to be brought up in this bitch, this is the one you want. The second one that I'm putting up for choice tonight, there seems to be a little bit of a reddish theme going on, is Dragon's Fire. Okay, now this one to me, I would say this is about determination. This is about burning off negativity. This is about like just a big giant fuck you to whatever we don't want in our life. We burn this. Okay, this is like eat the dragon's fire, hooker. So you have that choice. Or, and this is for you hoes out there, because I know that I got some hoes. And there ain't nothing wrong with being a hoe. I'm just saying. I got, this one I burn special for me sometimes when I'm talking to somebody special, if you catch my drift, is Tantra. So if you want to get some, you want to burn the Tantra. Get them sexual vibes going. Them feelings of loves in your house. So you guys can vote really quick and I will light a stick of either Celestial, Dragon's Fire, or Tantra. And if you look at it, we're kind of sinking from the angels down into the Dragon's Fire, down into the body of Tantra. So you guys get to choose the dragon one. I have one vote for the dragon one. Sean says Dragon's Fire. Ivana says Dragon's Fire. Kat says Dragon's Fire. Amanda Heaps, I don't think it's like Dragon's Blood. I think it's different. Dragon's Blood is more for protection. I think Dragon's Fire, to me, because it says fire, is more, it's a protection thing, but it's also like a don't fuck with me kind of energy. So that's how I'm looking at it. Karen says Dragon's Fire. Okay, Dragon's got it. Ooh, Gabby's going Tantra. Gabby's a hoe. I love it. Get it, Gabby. You a hoe like me, girl. You be burning that. Who's Facebook user? Somebody in this room is coming up as Facebook user. It's driving me nuts. So Dragon, Terry Clapham Feisel says Tantra, says she's a bit of a tramp too. I love my tramps. Tramp sister, high five, girl. Dragon's Fire, Gabby, we saw you for Tantra. Paola says Celestial, lovely Paola. I do love Celestial. I do like to burn it when I like to bring in the angels. But it looks like we're going to be burning some Dragon's Fire tonight. It looks like y'all want some fierce protection, boundaries, do not fuck with me energy. I am sick of this pandemic energy. So let's take our white candle. And this isn't an aggressive energy. This is just a like, we know our power, we know how to use it kind of energy. Let's think about it in that frame of mind. And as we light this from this white candle, we acknowledge that this smoke will burn for all of us as a protective fire that not only protects us, but keeps us safe, keeps us strong, keeps us empowered. But not in an aggressive way, let's say, okay? Let's say like, but if somebody comes at us, we are not that bitch, okay? That's what this incense is about. All right, so you guys have just picked the mood. I feel so sexy, and you didn't even pick Tantra. Let me put it in the holder. That's what they all say. Now, another choice I'm going to give you guys tonight. We can do one of two things. We can do Triple H Hour. We can do a Corona call-in if you guys feel like calling in and talking to me. Or you guys can choose. We can do a little bit of both. You don't have to call in if you don't want to. But if you feel as so inclined, you certainly can. Who's laughing at me? Why is Ducky laughing at me? Is Ducky? Oh, she's laughing at the message I sent her. Okay, good. So, yeah, Dragon's Fire. We've got the Dragon's Fire. Yes, Sean, all of your unicorns are burning up for your love. It's like a Madonna song, really. Triple H. I know, Renee, we can do Triple H. That is what we're going to do. It's a How I Can Help You hour. But then I want to figure out a few logistics that I'm going to put out to you guys as a group. One is the logistic of, I'm going to just show you, do you prefer the camera like this or do you prefer the woodblock camera? That's the first thing. If we pull cards, do you like it when we did Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number 2, Bachelor number 3? Remember with the 3 piles of cards? Or do you want me to just go back to doing the old Triple H where I used to pull from one deck and then we do the Triple H reading at the end? And if you want to do Corona call-ins, if anybody wants to call in during their card, I would love to chat. It's up to you guys, though. Sean Cyclone says wood block. Karen McIntosh says wood block. Dan, am I still coming? Yeah, you're still coming up as Facebook user. I'm not sure who you are. Who are you? Can you say your name, Facebook user, just so I know who you are? Hey, Aileen. Aileen, how are you? What's going on, girl? Heidi's for the wood block. Kat says I'm so bad, but I'm so good at it. There is no such thing as bad. You have to have bad to be good. You have to have good to be bad. You have to have light to have dark. It's all gray, really. You know, I don't judge. I'm human. I have body parts that need attention, damn it. As we all do. Spring is sprung and I don't have the Rona. And I'm about to go get it if I'm not careful. Paula says wood block. Oh, it's Nate. Nate, you're showing up as Facebook user. It's so weird. I don't know why. Lynn is crying, laughing. I know I'm bad in a fun way, Kat. I know that's why you watch me, because you a hoe, Kat. Because I make you guys all feel better about your internal hoey nature. Hi, Ivana. All right, so we're going to go wood block. So let me adjust cameras, because wood block seems to be the winner. So let me change the cameras, because I wasn't sure what you guys would want to do. So let me adjust this camera really quick back to the wood block. So that's the camera rear. And I got to reflip it. Flip it. Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. So let me do that, and let me make it smaller, because it's just so big. Oh my god, it's so big. And then let's bring it down, down, down. We also have all of these lovely angels to guard over our cards. These angels that I got from Jessica's in Crystals and Intuitive Guidance. You guys have probably seen me post her videos, her lives. They're a lovely family that sell crystals. That's where I got these 3 beautiful quartz crystal angels. I believe they came from Brazil. I don't speak Portuguese, so it's... Oh, shit! You're not supposed to know. That's tomorrow's grounding stone. Oh, well, somebody got a peek. Sneak peek for everybody. You guys know what the grounding stone is tomorrow. A little early, but whatever. So, it's on a good stone, though. It's on obsidian, which is lovely. It's a great stone to have on as our grounding stone. Okay, beautiful. This angel is totally... Look at him. He's got his back. He's like, fuck this. I'm out of here. No, you have to stay. Turn around. Do your job, angel. Do you see that? He was trying to leave. He was over there. He was trying to talk to her. He's like trying to make time with her. He's like, hey, what's a tall girl like you doing in a place like this? All right, so... Let me see here. Do you guys remember her name? Does anybody remember her name? We had a, hope you are well, my Cancerian brother. I am having so many cancers come into my life since we last spoke. You look fabulous. Bless you. Stay well. And it's amazing. I love you and sending you love and light your way. Thank you, Corey May. Corey May, I am Pisces, though, my dear. I'm not a Cancer unless you're talking to somebody else. Are you... talking about somebody else, or are you talking about me? Because I am a Pisces, which is another water sign similar to Cancer, but I'm not quite, believe it or not, some people would argue it, but I'm not as moody as most Cancers. If you all could share out this feed too, I'd greatly appreciate it, just because it's a sign of love. It's a sign of devotion. Now, another thing, do you guys want to choose decks or no? Do you want me to just work from one deck? Tell me that. I'm letting you guys make the call tonight for Triple H. It's your guys' Triple H. You guys can, somebody can call in if they want. Somebody can, you know, send me nudes if they want. I don't care. I'm not against it. Hey, Christy Wilson, how are you? Are you my Pisces too? Good, I love it. What's a Triple H? Triple H is how I can help you hour. So H, H, H. So it's how can I help you? So like if somebody has a question, I pull a card for their question. We try and keep it light and fun, not like severe stuff like, oh my, somebody's dying, will they get better? Like none of that. We don't, I'm not saying that that's not valid or those aren't important questions. I'm just saying that Triple H during a heavy time like a pandemic was created to kind of give back to people for free, but also make it fun and light, not so heavy. Donna says different ones, please. I don't have any fire decks per se, Lisa. I don't think. Nothing that's specific to fire. Let me get the Moonology deck because we are going into this new moon in Taurus. I think that might be good to have. I think I want... Why do I want the breakup deck? I feel like I want the breakup deck. I feel like some of you need the breakup deck right now. Not the... Do I want... I'm going to get the breakup deck. Hold on. Hold on, Kindle. I'm going to get the breakup deck, and I am going to get the... Not the lovers or... Well... Do I want the lovers or the power of love? Alright, let's do those. Alright, so I have an assortment of decks. Depending on your questions, I pull from a different deck for different things, okay? Depending on how I feel about your questions. So, you can let me know what you think about it. Hold on, I need to type Sean Cyclone. Yes, Sean, I am live. Watch, let's call Sean. Let's fuck with him. See if he answers. He's not going to answer. He's going to blame his internet. Watch this. Because bye, girl, bye. Are you leaving, Sean? Wait, I don't understand. Whatever. Anyways, I tried to call Sean. He's not man enough to answer, so I'll just leave it alone. All right. Barb Higgins wants a career question. All right, let's do a career question for Barb. Let me see. I'm going to do that out of the John Holland deck, I think. Paula Diaz wants a message on love. Let me see. Let's do Barb Higgins. Barb Higgins, career. What does Barb Higgins need to know about her career? Let me see. How can I help Barb Higgins to know more about her career? What does she need to know right now in regards to her career space? Interesting. All right, I'm going to switch the cards really quick. So this is your sacral chakra, which is your second chakra, right? This is the emotional center for you, Barb. And so what I'm going to do is, because with this deck, when chakra cards come up, I always pull a second card. So you're going to get a second card really quick to give us more insight into why. But when I first look at this card, what I'm thinking about as far as your career is concerned, there's a lot of emotions attached to it. I think that there's probably some heavy and stressed out emotions attached to it. And what you need to do is you need to raise that, I feel like raise the vibration and check with this chakra. It's right around the belly button area and get in tune with it. I think that this is an important part of your career, is that you need to feel inspired emotionally or else it's not going to work. I feel like maybe you've been in other careers where you haven't necessarily enjoyed yourself because emotionally you feel drained. You might even be a little bit empathic, where you pick up the energy of others, especially if you're working in like close situations or with close... Oh my God, Barb. So you got the heart chakra. Your heart needs to be invested in it. Your emotions need to be invested in it. You need to have a clear heart and a clean set of emotions of what you're doing and where you're pursuing. If you get another chakra card, Barb, I'm going to have to cut you off, girl. So let me see. I just want one card of direction. But what this story is telling me is that if it doesn't feel right in your heart and it doesn't bring you sort of joy emotionally, it's not the career you need. It's not the career you want. And right now is an opportunity to sort of start to begin to create that. If you're not working, right now, now is the time to check those emotions, start to run that possibility and that healing through your heart. The idea of having that, this being the fourth chakra is a chakra of stability, right? This being the second chakra is a chakra of choice. We get to choose the emotions we want to feel around our career space, and then we get to sort of channel them and stabilize them through our heart and the good feelings the things that we love, right? When we get to that point, this is what I want to say, Barb. The card that you get after doing all of this work is a beautiful card. This is the 9 of what would be considered pentacles, which is the earth energy, which would be career space, right? Now, to me, this is 9s represent completion amongst somebody, amongst ourselves personally. So this is about him having done the work, see the fields. He's sown the seeds and reaped the harvest. And he understands very clearly in his mind and in his higher self the work that he's done and put in, and he feels whole, fulfilled, and happy. This is material harvest. He's bringing in all of the things that he's worked for in a very sort of calm, centered, grounded, peaceful way. And part of that is because of the work that's been taking place here in the emotional center and in the heart center. So if anything feels off for you right now, Barb, like emotionally, or if something you don't feel invested in your heart, that's probably not the thing you want to be doing. I get a feeling, I'm going to say this and I could be wrong, but with this second and fourth chakra showing up in this reading, it says to me that you almost need to be doing work for others. Like, I don't know if you're like a social worker or like a nurse or those are things that appeal to you, but to me, these are, how do I want to say it? I feel like these are more nurturing chakras. And so for you to be doing something that contributes to the greater good of the whole would bring you a material harvest and a feeling of peace and serenity and security that would be rather abundant and beautiful. And I think that that's very possible for you. But you want to be aware of what your emotions are saying and what your heart is telling you, and follow those two. Keep them clear and clean as best you can. Keep the conversation going between the two and with you, and then moving forward with this goal of, success, because this is a very successful card. This is a very opportune card. This is a very much a hard work put in, all goals met, and we reap that beautiful harvest of all of the work that we've put in. Okay? So that is your how I can help you hour, Barb, if you're still there. Okay? So there you go, my dear. Thank you for bringing out all of that chakra energy. Now, I think hold on, I got to go back here because Paola asked for one on love. I can't get to everybody, guys, so remember that. So Paola Diaz says she wants one on love. Mary, Tammy was here. I don't know if she's still here, but she was looking for you just a minute ago. I see Mary's request for Tammy. So Paola Diaz on love. So I'm going to do the Lover's Oracle for Paola. Paola, can you answer me really quick? Do you have a partner right now or no? Just give me a yes or no, please. Don't tell me anything more. Are you currently in a relationship is what I want to know. Because if you're not, then I'm going to use a different deck. Are you currently in... Paola, I don't want yay. Are you currently in a relationship or not, my dear? Maybe not, is my feeling. But I just want to make sure, because if you are... Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Laura Shelton. Paola, if you are currently in a relationship, I want to know because I'm going to switch the deck. And if you're not, then I want to use a different deck. So can you answer either yes or no for the question? No partner. Okay. So I am going to use a different deck. If you had a partner, I was going to use the Lover's Oracle, but you don't have a lover just yet. So we're going to use the power of love, because we want to create that power of love in our life, right? So let's see what Paola's got coming her way in the realm of love. All right, how can I help Paola? What does she need to know about love? I'm going to switch cameras, guys. And anybody, just so you know too, a great way to support me, if you can't do it over on the Patreon page, you can always book a private reading with me where you have me for an hour and I can look at a bunch of different stuff for you. So those readings, if you're interested, you just message me at the Facebook business page and I can give you all of that contact information, how to pay via PayPal. And the readings, if I don't mind saying so myself, are quite good. So I think others who have had them would agree. All right, so let's see what's going on for Paola in the love department. Tolerance. So the first thing I want to say about this, Paola, is there's a healing that's going on. And that's the green color of this card instantly. The minute I look at this, I feel like you're healing something, maybe from a past relationship. This says tolerance. You appreciate other points of view because you sense the love in everyone. I'm feeling like when I look at this, the icy blueness of this card and the green outside border to me just gives me this sense of, and I feel like you're healing and you're not quite ready yet, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like this tolerance to me, you are seeing the love in everyone, like the card says, but tolerance is more like we kind of are allowing for people to be the way that they are. They're not necessarily exactly what we want. And so that's the part where I feel like we're healing and setting our heart up for what it is we want. We need to focus on what it is we want, not what we will tolerate, not what we will... Does that make sense? And so I feel like right now you're in a transitory phase is what I'm hearing with this card, or what I'm seeing with this green is it feels like you're in a transit. Like you're not quite... Yes, love would be nice. I'm not saying you're not open to the idea of it, but you're not quite clear on exactly how you want it just yet due to something that's happened in the past. And you're in the process of healing that, and sort of almost like I hear the word like reset, like you're almost resetting your heart and getting your heart to a place where you're beginning to see the love and everything again, and you're beginning to open back up and want that again. Are you there and ready for it? Not quite yet is my feeling with this card, but I feel like you're working towards it. Does that make sense, Paola? So I don't want you to think that I'm telling you, oh no, you can't have love. It's not about that. It's more about, I feel like there's this self-love or this self-healing that's going on for you right now that's allowing you to kind of further or better distinguish what it is you do want going into the future. Hey Red Lake, how are you? So that's your card on love, my dear. All right, let me go back and see what is going on here because I can't keep up with all of you. Thank you, Ashley, about the angel wings compliment. I appreciate it. All right, so Karen McIntosh surprise card, whatever I need to know. All right, let's see what does Karen McIntosh need to know? How can I help Karen McIntosh? What does she need to know? Upon a Star. We see this card a lot. This is the vibrational energy deck. And Karen, I feel like this is what this is letting you need to know is you need to own all of your beauty, all of your power, all of your spirit, and I want you to acknowledge it for like the magic that it is. I don't know if you're necessarily feeling that way right now, but I want you to be able to sort of shine bright like this card. This card to me feels like it's a reminder to sort of remind you of all of the gifts that you have within you, that you can, whenever I see this, I always say that when you wish upon a star, and to me, this card kind of represents that. It's like we have all the magic within us. We have all the ability to shine and be bright and to exude out that beautiful energy and almost create that experience for ourselves. But we sometimes need to be reminded of that, especially when we're in a space of maybe social distancing and corona chaos and all of that. But this card to me says that like it's a reminder that like you are spiritually connected, and to tap into that spirit and remind yourself of how bright and beautiful that spirit actually is. Even if you're feeling like, maybe not quite so connected to it right now, take time to stop and reconnect to it, because there is a beauty and a power and a strength. It may be subtle, right? Because it's spirit based, but to me, it feels like you need to tap into this and almost channel this energy. It's, when I look at this card, it like the phrase that I'm kind of hearing in my head is, it's almost like this energy, as beautiful as it is, it's almost sometimes maybe too much for people to handle. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. But that's, their inability to handle your beauty or your sort of spiritual nature should be no excuse for why you don't choose to shine. Does that make sense? Aileen, I will totally give you a card. Hold on, you're up next, because you've never had a card, and I love you, girl. All right, so that is your card, Karen. Next is Aileen Cunningham. Tammy, I've talked to Mary on the phone. I'm aware Mary needs help. I'm very much aware of Mary's situation. You messaged me, remember? And I actually spoke with Mary on the phone personally. So let me see, what does Aileen need to know? Unfortunately, like, I don't necessarily know that a card is going to take away what Mary's dealing with right now. And unfortunately, what Mary's dealing with is sort of so severe that it's really hers to walk through. And a single card pull isn't going to solve a passing of a loved one, in my mind. I mean, I hate to be so sort of blunt about that, but this is really... and Mary and I talked about this the other day, because I've seen Mary's post talking about shutting down her heart and all of that sort of stuff. And I don't think that's the route she needs to go. And I explained that very clearly to her. I called her and talked to her about that. But I'm not going to stop her from going down that dark road if she chooses to do that for herself, because it is sad to lose someone. But we do have a choice in how we choose to deal with the loss of someone. And so a card from me doesn't necessarily change that choice that Mary's going to make anyways. You know what I mean? So let me see what Aileen needs to know from the vibrational energy deck. And Mary will get through this. I know she will. She's much stronger than she gives herself credit for. I've done enough charmings and cards for Mary and talked to Mary about her strength over and over and over again. Well, here she is in a moment where now she gets to utilize that strength and actually see it for what it really is, and stand in her power. All right, Aileen, let's see what you got. Ooh, beautiful. Breathe deeply, dear. So for you, this is all about the heart chakra. And also being very grounded right now. Like, this lotus to me speaks to the idea of staying very grounded. And then there's this knowing that's happening up here in the crown chakra. and this operating from the heart. So I would say right now, my feeling, and I could be wrong about this, but I get a feeling that you're very centered during the chaos that's going on right now. This Breathe Deeply card gives me a sense of calm. So I think that maybe you might be not getting too caught up in the craziness of what's going on in the world. Like, this is the way, this card to me is like how we all should want to be, is what I feel like. We would want to have our grounded first chakra open wide and feeling securely like cemented to the ground, our heart open to where we feel safe and secure with our, sort of feelings and our emotions, and then our crown open, and not so wide, but wide enough that our own inner knowing and our awareness of self, our own guidance system is leading us through these trying times. So to me, I feel like you are actually doing rather well during this period. Am I wrong about that? Can you give me a yes or no on that? That's a great idea, Mary, putting the grief into an art project. That's an awesome idea. And see, you finding that idea is powerful. Your heart, I know you are, and it's spot on. I know this is a beautiful card, girl. This is very centered, very like, I feel like you're focusing on all of the right stuff by not focusing on anything. If that makes any sense at all. Like, Buddha's eyes are closed, you're centered, you're like, I know I'm gonna get through this, it's gonna be fine. Like, this could be a card for Mary, for Christ's sakes, in all honesty. Like, Mary, this is what you want to be doing, is meditating, centering yourself. I know your heart is broken, I know you're sad, you've suffered a loss, but to focus on the suffering and the loss of it all is only going to cause you further pain. So, and I've told you also, and I'm sorry to go off of you and your card, but for Mary, your case in point is, what I want to say to you is, the more you focus on the sadness and the pain of everything, the more you're going to feel that. I've told you that just because Jeff has passed does not mean that you cannot connect with him. That does not mean that you cannot say goodbye to him, even through your art, through whatever, but you need to sort of do that work. I can't do it for you. And so I know you have the strength and the power to walk through this. People lose people all of the time. We lose family members, we lose loved ones, we lose partners. It happens. It's a horrible thing. I understand that. But I also feel like that day when you found out that Jeff had passed, that morning, I told you this on the phone, you were already in a panic about the truck. I feel like, honestly, on an energetic level, you're looking for something to get stuck on and be all worked up over. And I told you this over the phone. I think channeling your sadness into an art project might be a good idea. But I think that, like, just staying stuck in, oh, poor me, is not serving you, Mary. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I'm not going to, like, tell you, because I've watched your posts, and your posts have been so drastic and so over the top dramatic over, I understand it's a loss, I understand it's painful, but it's also a man that you haven't spoken to in a couple of years. He wasn't in your life last week, and now you've missed that chance, and I understand that. My dad died without saying goodbye to me. But I'm not gonna, and yes, that still makes me sad, but I don't carry that sadness with me every day. I believe that my dad is in a better place. He's in a lighter place. He's in a place where he's more free and happy. He's free of this world. And so I'm happy for that, for my dad. Do you know what I'm saying? And I want you to find that for Jeff. That's what I said to you on the phone, is like, you can still connect with Jeff through your heart, through your memories. But now I've got, like, how many people in this room, and this whole thing has become about you and Jeff. And you've been posting about this for 2 days now. You need to step away from it and find something that's positive that you can focus on, so that you don't go down this dark hole. You've been in a dark hole for months around where you're living, and you've been finally getting yourself out of that and starting to shift and change that. And then the Jeff, you were on me that morning messaging me about what to do about the truck and freaking out about the truck. You were looking for something to freak out about, and then you found out Jeff was dead, and now you're sort of running with that energy. And that's how I feel. That's what I feel is going on with you. I feel like you're stronger than this. I feel like you can deal with this. I feel like you can get past this. And I feel like posting about it the way that you've been posting about it is rather blown out of proportion and not very healthy. And I'm just being honest. If I wasn't telling you this, then I wouldn't be giving you any sort of guidance that I feel is of any value. Oh, Carol says maybe I should channel my pain into an art project instead of crying on YouTube the other night. Carol, I'm not crying tonight, so I've taken care of my pain. And if you have a problem with what I do, you don't have to watch me. Mary messages me personally every morning. Mary and I have discussed this on the phone privately. So Carol, if you have a problem because you don't have all of the facts as to what I have been dealing with Mary and how I've been handling this with Mary, and you're saying that I'm nasty, you can go. I'm not still here crying. I found something else to focus on. It's not that I don't care about Mary. I want to see Mary get beyond this in her own way. I cannot fix it for Mary. Mary has to fix it for Mary. I have never said that I am anybody's answer. I help to facilitate people finding their own answers. This is the How I Can Help You hour, where I give my free time to help others with lighthearted, hopefully vibrational raising activities. I can't solve somebody's passing. I can't make it better for Mary. I can't mend Mary's heart. That's Mary's job. That doesn't make me a nasty person. What I was crying about the other night was my sadness around a relationship with somebody that's still alive. There is still a chance with that person, right? I've also dealt with that through my own meditation, and I'm okay and back here helping others. So for you to judge me like that, Carol, and call me nasty when you don't know all the facts is short-sighted and not fair. And if you don't like me crying on my own channel, don't watch it. But it is my own channel. It's me being vulnerable and putting myself out there. I'm not posting on my Facebook feed all day long about it. Mary has been. Mary's been posting things that I feel like are not good for her, and I've told her this. But you're unaware of that, Carol. I called Mary directly to talk to her. And actually, quite frankly, Carol, I don't have to answer to you. So if you want to call me or message me directly, you can feel free to do so and tell me how you think I'm a nasty person. But you have no idea who I am, what I'm about, or what has transpired between Mary and I prior to this conversation. And if you don't like me crying on TV, or you're just hanging out for a free card, you can go, Carol. If you think I'm nasty, find the door. I'm not here to solve people's problems. I don't have any more. Here's the thing. I was crying the other night because I didn't have my answers around my own situation, right? But I have the balls to get on TV in front of all of you and get vulnerable. And now I get to have it dished back to me by you, Carol? Not fair. Not when I sit here and I try and help all of you guys, as many as I can, as much as possible, and then you like serve it back to me because I'm saying something to somebody that is on my personal Facebook feed, that I see her post, that I talk to outside of here, and you think you know what you're talking about, so you're gonna call me nasty and bring up what I was crying about and tell me I need to do an art project? Carol, I did an art project. I meditated, I got over it, I called the person, and I fixed it myself without going to a reader for cards. And that's what I want Mary to do for herself. That's what I want you to do for yourself. That's what I want everybody here to be able to figure out, is that, like Aileen's card, if we breathe deeply, if we center, if we get in our heart, if we get in our third eye, if we get centered, we can solve all of this, and none of you need me. You don't need me or my cards. You think you do, or people may think they do because they think that they're lost. But the truth of the matter is my job is only to show people that they are stronger than they know that they are. And I'm still learning that about myself too, hence my tears the other night. But it's unfair for you to get into a conversation that you know nothing about, that's happening publicly on my channel. If you don't like it, you can go. But I cannot fix Mary's loss. Only Mary can. And I'm not going to be, what's the word? Like, I don't know that it's codependent, but I cannot agree with some of the things and the routes that she has chosen to take, talking about shutting down her heart for good for the rest of her life. I don't agree in that. I don't think that's safe for Mary. And I called her and I told her that. But when somebody is so far over the deep end, I can't fix that for them. I can just be here and tell them, look, do the best you can. You know, I love Mary. I think Mary knows that. If she doesn't know that, I wouldn't have taken the time out of my schedule to call her and spend time with her on the phone. But when you're talking about like shutting down your heart chakra over the loss, that's the last thing you should do. And I know it hurts. Loss hurts, but we all suffer it. We're all going to die at some point. And we're all going to experience the death of a loved one, of a partner, of a family member. But do we let that ruin and stop everything? No, we have to learn how to heal around that. But I can't heal her. I can help her. I can talk to her, I can support her, but I'm not going to support her when she's putting up posts about, it's over, I'm shutting down my heart, I'm never going to love again. No, I'm going to call her and go, girl, you're crazy. Don't talk that way. Because that's what a real friend would do. And Carol, you have no clue what you're talking about. So Carol, you can just leave, as far as I'm concerned. Because I don't know that you've brought anything to this group other than searching for free cards and judgment. All right, now let's get back to doing all this. Sorry, Aileen, but you have a beautiful card. Breathe deeply, centered, beautiful, grounded, where I would love to be most of the time. But unfortunately, I have to deal with yahoos like Carol that throw me off of my center. All right, let's see. Thank you, Donnella Ranson. I like to listen to you. It's funny to me how people think that because I'm on TV, they can criticize, or I'm not, it's not TV, it's YouTube. But because I come on here publicly to help people, that they expect, A, I automatically should be obligated to help them. And that if I don't, that I'm a bad person. Because Carol did that to me the first time too. If I remember correctly, Carol was one of the people that was like, does he not see me? Does he not see I'm requesting from him? And then she messaged me directly. She was rude about that the first time. She was very selfish and rude about that. And then there's the other part of this is that people don't understand that I'm taking my free time, my energy, and whatever sort of intuitive skills that I'm utilizing to sort of read into these cards for them, and I'm giving that for free. And that's still not enough for some people. And then people wonder why I get like sort of annoyed or why I don't want to come on. Because I get drained. Because I feel all of your guys' energy. That's how I'm able to read the cards. We all feel each other's energy. It's the same thing like when you're in a supermarket and somebody gives you a dirty look and you're like, what's that for, bitch? It's that exchange of energy. It happens here too. And just because I'm on the screen and you're not doesn't give you the right to be a keyboard warrior and be insulting because you think that I'm not doing something the way that you think I should do it. You're not my mom. You're not my boss, and you certainly don't have the same information that I have. We might handle things differently, but you're on my channel. So if you don't like it, Go. You're welcome, Bart Higgins. I'm not a bad guy, I swear to God, and I'm not nasty. That's what the thing that bothers me is that when somebody says that I'm nasty, when I'm sitting here trying to do things to help other people through a shitty time, and nobody seems to acknowledge the fact that maybe I might be having a shitty time. I was just on the other night crying my eyes out in a ton of pain, but you know what? I got my shit back together. I meditated, I prayed, I talked to people I need to talk to. I took my shit and got it back to where I needed it to be so that hopefully I can help other people. But I'm nasty. So, you know. I'm not letting one bad apple spoil the whole bunch, Karen. I'm not. I'm just putting it out there because I think that people they don't get it. And my bunch isn't spoiled. My bunch is fine. I have a good bunch of people, Mary being one of them. But the thing is I can't solve a loss of a loved one like that. And this is the other thing too. Big lessons like that, you don't want me to fix it for you. This is my true belief. Big lessons for me around love or around loss, I don't want somebody else to take that pain away from me because of this. It's my soul's lesson. It's what I came here to experience. And so if I'm the one who says, oh, I can solve that for you through my cards and I can take that for you and take away that pain. No, what I end up doing is I end up robbing you of the experience of understanding your own skills, your own capabilities, your own beauty, your own strength. Do you see what I'm saying? And so what ends up happening is you end up dealing with the same sort of situation or scenario maybe 6 months or a year later because you didn't deal with it the first time because you took it to some psychic and gave it to them. There's no easy, quick pill for life. The only thing that I help do is I try and validate what people go through and help them understand that they are strong, that they are beautiful, that they have capability, that they don't give themselves enough credit. That's my job. That's what I try and do. That's what I try and facilitate. I don't say that I have anybody's answers. God knows I can barely pull my head out of my own ass half the time. So to assume that I'm supposed to be some sort of, the chair is pretty and I like angels, but it doesn't make me any more smart or capable or better at dealing with passings than the next person. So, I love you too, Renee. Thank you. Carol, you can just go. Do you want me to just block you? I thought that you had messaged me. Maybe you hadn't. Maybe I'm wrong. She's saying that that's completely BS. That I did not. That she never messaged me. So I could be wrong. I do get messages from people like that all of the time, where they get upset, where that they didn't get a free card pull, so they message me afterwards at my personal page asking, didn't you acknowledge me? And I thought you were one of them, Carol. I know that there was something around your charming. I remember you. Trust me, Carol. I remember you. It wasn't easy. Your charming may have been easy, but I remember there was something going on with you, dear. And there's still obviously something going on with you. And if you don't like me, just go. It's that simple. And if you want to stay, then you might want to find a different way to interact with me. That's all. Because I'm not here to be treated this way. One moment. All right. Exactly. Barb Higgins says it right here, and maybe you're going to call it her nasty. Loss grief has to be solved by the griever. No one can take that pain of loss away but the griever. And this is the thing, guys, you don't want me solving your big lessons for you. A lot of people on Facebook, and I'm not being judgmental, I see this a lot on a bunch of different rooms. A lot of people go to psychics or card readers expecting that they're going to find the answers for them. What you want is you want somebody that's going to empower you to access your own answers. That's how I try and do it. Like when I do a personal reading for somebody or with a charming, it's trying to show you what you already sort of know, but maybe you don't trust, because there's so many different messages and images or stuff that's being pumped at us via the media, you know, or self-doubt. I have it too. I struggle with it too. I struggle with things like self-doubt, anxiety, things like that I have to deal with all the time. But I don't go out to other card readers and ask them to fix those problems for me. I will go get a reading, but I only go to a few different people, but I don't ask them to solve the problem. I'm looking to see if what I know intuitively is going to show up in the cards. If they tell me something that's different, then I'll go, oh, and I take that under advisement, but I always check back with myself. Do you see what I'm saying? It's different. So I don't want to be like, to me, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, but I think that sometimes people use psychics online as a crutch. And I don't want to be anybody's crutch. I don't want to be responsible for people's stuff like that. That's a huge responsibility to take on, too. And this is like, you know, everything else aside. Hey, Christina Avalos, thank you for joining on Patreon, by the way. Thank you very much for subscribing. Everything aside, you know, like a psychic is fun, can be validating. You want to go to a psychic to be validated on what you sort of already know, right? Or what you might have been doubting or questioning, like, should I, shouldn't I, you know, should I stay with him, should I not stay with him? You already have a feeling. There's already an inkling, like either it's up here, it's in your gut. You don't want, I mean, this is my personal opinion, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be everybody else's. But a psychic to me, or what I could determine to be a good psychic or a good card reader, would be like how a therapist sort of gives you advice on where you might want to take it, but you don't necessarily have to make that choice. They leave it sort of up to you. I don't want responsibility for solving people's major issues in their lives. That's not my job. Anybody that tells you that they'll do that for you, I find is, unless they are like a therapist or a doctor or a psychotherapist, those people are to be trusted. They have gone to years and years of school. They are, you know, licensed, all of that. Me, I've gone to clairvoyance school. I've got a degree in having graduated from that. I've taken classes in mediumship, things like that. But I would not say to take my advice over your own intuition. I would not say to take my intuition over what your gut is telling you. I would not say to take anything I say over a doctor, a lawyer, a medical professional. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. And and I don't want Mary to think, like, I don't want anybody to think that I don't care that Mary's grieving. I do understand Mary's grieving. I've taken grieving courses. I know how to help people that are grieving. This is not the time nor the place in a public setting right now with this. And Mary has been dealing with this for about 2 days now, and I've talked to Mary outside of this situation. So that's, if I sounded cold and callous, or I came off as cold and callous, I wasn't meaning to. I'm one of the most caring people, literally. That's why I was crying on TV the other night, right? I don't have a problem with emotions. That stuff doesn't scare me off. It's just, I can't solve that for you right now when I have 20 other people wanting cards. I can't stop and bring the room to a place of loss and death. That brings the vibration way down. Already the vibration has dropped because of Carol being insulting and then me biting on it and now trying to explain myself to a bunch of people that probably don't care. Y'all just want free cards, right? Ultimately. So now the whole energy has shifted. You see what I'm saying? And so for me, the whole point of the How I Can Help You hour is an hour of getting everybody out of the heaviness of the world, out of the pandemic, out of the loss, out of the sadness. That's the point of this. And it's free. So that's the other point, is I do it to keep it light so that it's not only fun for you guys, but that it's fun for me, because when it gets heavy, I feel it, I carry it, I have to go clean it out afterwards, right? I have to go meditate and move all that shit out and let it go. And I'm not calling your guys' issues shit. What I'm saying is that heaviness stays with me. So it's part of this as a gig, right? But when you're doing it for free, I get to have a say and a choice as to what I want to give my attention to. Everybody does, you know? Doesn't make me a bad person. I know you love me, Tammy, and I know that Mary knows. No, you didn't start an avalanche. Mary, you didn't start the avalanche at all. It wasn't you at all. It's not you. I don't want you to go there. Mary, I talked to you about this the other day. You will find your way through this. I promise you. You just have to be strong, and you have to remember he is with you. Like, you can talk to him. You can call upon him. He's not gone. I believe that just when we pass to a different level, it's like when we pass out of body, they're not gone. And so you have to like take the time to find that connection. You have to take the time to get off of Facebook and go meditate and ask him to come to you. Remember him through the good memories. Remember him through the pleasure. And that might hurt, right? That might be sad for you at first, but you want to get to that better place. But I can't get you there through a card. You have to do that work. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a dick. If I wanted to come on here and be a dick, trust me, you would know it. Like, I'm not trying to be a nasty person. It's not why I do this. So, hey Red Lake, thank you for being understanding. And I know, Mary, you're strong enough to deal with this. That's why I kind of deal with you the way I do, is because it's just like, I've already talked to you about it, Mary, and I want to see you get through this, and it's going to take some time, but it's going to take your time. I can't fix it. So, I mean, I'm sorry for your loss, but even that, it's similar to like thoughts and prayers, right? When I say I'm sorry for your loss, I do truly mean that, but that doesn't change your loss for you, you know? Like when we say thoughts and prayers, we may truly have thoughts and pray for a situation, and those prayers may have an effect, but we don't know that until the situation changes itself, right? And so sometimes they can feel like empty words, sometimes they can feel like, I don't know. So I didn't want us to go down that path, but then it got ugly when Carol started calling me nasty and calling me out on crying. Because when I was crying on camera, that was me being very vulnerable. That was my choice to do so. That was on my channel. I was sharing part of my life with you guys. And when I have it thrown back at me, it just makes me feel like maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. That maybe this is not a safe place to do that. I don't think that I said anything to you about the loss of Jeff that was unsafe or nasty. And you didn't say anything to me, Mary. There's nothing wrong between you and I. I want you to understand that. I'm not upset with you in any way, shape, or form. But I do think having my pain thrown back at me by somebody who doesn't like the way that they think I should do something, that's kind of wow. Okay. I know you're working on it, Mary, and you're gonna have to work on it. It's gonna take some time, and it sucks. And I know it sucks, and I know it hurts, but the thing is, if I go with you into that hurt, vibrationally, I'm not doing you a service. I'm just validating that hurt and keeping you in there longer. And if you understand anything about energy and vibration, if you match somebody's low vibration, all you're doing is bringing yourself down to their level, you're validating them at where they're at, and you're keeping them there. That's what you guys, well, I'm not going to say you guys don't understand, but I think that's what Carol doesn't understand in how I was talking to you, was and why, like the other day when I called you and I was like, Mary, don't talk that way. You can't talk about not feeling again. You don't want to start those thoughts and start those ideas because they're dangerous. Because they're easy to slip into, especially in such a fucked up world, right? We've got a world that is like going crazy right now. And so we don't want to be closing down our hearts. And that's what I was saying to you on the phone is like, It's so important to us. No wonder, you know what? We lit that dragon's fire tonight. I'm blaming the incense, okay? I'm blaming that damn incense. But here's the thing. We live in a world right now that everything is really volatile. Everything is really stressful. Everything is really, we need more heart-centered energy, right? And I know that you're hurting, Mary, but now is not the time to be closing down your heart. It's the time to be sort of maybe holding your heart close. And if it hurts, I'm sorry that it hurts. But that hurt in time will change. But you have to give it that time. Barb Higgins says, I asked my late hubby to talk to me in my dreams, and he has many, many times. Open your mind and heart. Thank you, Barb. That is beautiful. And that's what I'm trying to tell Mary is like, I think the sadness for Mary is she didn't get a chance to say goodbye. And I get that. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to my father. It sucked, you know, but nobody could fix that for me except for myself. And then I worked on trying to connect to my dad, and what I realized in my dad's passing is that he is in a better place. He was in a body that was cancerous. He was angry. He was not a nice man. And I realized one day when I was driving in a truck, you know, we were flying in a truck. I was flying in this truck that I inherited from him. And I was driving down the highway, and music was blaring, and I was flying, and I had actually learned how to drive because I had inherited this truck. And I looked over and I felt like my dad's spirit was in the passenger seat. And I could feel like he was just super fucking happy. And that's when I realized, like, okay, it all makes sense. You know what I mean? But I needed to have that moment. And then I was okay. You know, and I'm not perfectly okay. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have sad moments when I think about it. But does it serve me to dwell in that sadness? No. Because I can't fix the past, right? I can't bring him back to life. So I have to work from the now. And what I do have now is I have a spirit connection to him. So I work on that. And I honor him. I give gratitude for him. I give forgiveness anytime that I can. When I get caught in like a, oh, I wish it was this, or oh, I wish I had done that, I go to a place of forgiveness. And I say, I forgive myself for not having been able to say goodbye. I forgive him for not being able to let me say goodbye. You know, and I go to that place of forgiveness because that shifts the energy. I don't dive deep into that sadness that wants to envelop me and keep me there. I don't know if that makes any sense, and I don't know if that helps. But that's what I do personally. Barb Higgins, you know Sean? How do y'all know each other? See, Mary says she saw Jeff with her deceased dog in her dreams. He's taking care of my dog. Mary, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Now that would be what I would be focusing on. That to me makes my heart open up. That to me makes me feel safe, right? I would say like that would be a beautiful thing for you to focus on, and think about Jeff throwing the frisbee for your dog, and how happy your dog is, and how happy Jeff is to be there with your dog, right? Those are the things I want you to like connect to and smile about. And yes, it's sad that you lost him, but he's not all gone. There is a spirit world. They exist with us. I swear to God. I promise you. I know I sound crazy. Hold on. Lindsay Kirschenbaum says, my dad passed away in August and was the most important person in my life. And I've been having a hard time. He died from fentanyl. I'm sorry, Lindsay. Someone sold him bad drugs. By the way, I got to keep my dad's truck too. I drive it every day. I can't go one day without crying, and I just sit and I stare. Hold on, guys. Stop at the comments so I can read this. Stare at his ashes, sitting. Hold on, Lindsay. I'm trying to finish reading this. Stare at his ashes, sitting in my room every day. I'm very depressed. I miss my daddy. I just want to know where he is and that he is okay. I just want to see my dad and hug him and hear him sing and play the guitar. I wish I would have hugged him a little tighter the last time I saw him. We all do, Lindsay, and that's okay to feel that way. It's a big, scary place, and now I have nobody. My dad was my person. So here's the thing, Lindsay. I'm not sure. I don't know you, and I don't know your dad. But what I can say is I'm a firm believer that your dad is not gone. Your dad is still around you. When you drive that truck, imagine your dad is in the passenger seat with you. Talk to him. Connect with him. And trust that, like, if you listen, you might actually get signs from him. My grandmother, okay, I took care of my grandmother. This may not make you feel better, maybe it will. I'm just going to share this story with you. My grandmother, I took care of her. She had dementia. I took care of her for over a year and a half before she passed away in Montana. I was out in the middle of nowhere in Montana. And there used to be these mourning doves, those gray doves that used to nest outside of the house. And I would always see them, and I would listen to them in the morning. And I would think that they were my great-grandmother because my great-grandmother was in the house. But then when my grandmother passed, mourning doves started showing up everywhere. Like everywhere. Like even in Mexico, when I was living in Mexico. And I don't know if they're natural to down there or not, but when I see them, I think of my grandmother. And now I feel like my grandmother sends them to me at certain points in times as signs. I believe that. It might sound kooky to you, but if you start to work with your dad and those sort of like ideas of being open to those signs, your dad will bring you those signs if you let him and you stay open to them, and then you'll understand that you're not alone, that he still loves you, that he's still around you, that he still cares about you, that he's still connected to you. You even have his truck. I have my dad's truck. I'm still driving it, right? And I won't get rid of it. It's the first vehicle I've ever learned how to drive. But and it's just I hold on to it, not out of sentimentality, but I feel like it keeps me closer to him. And let me tell you this, it sounds like from your story, you and your dad had a better relationship than me and my dad did when we were both alive, right? I feel like I have a better relationship with my dad now since passing than I did when he was alive. And so a lot of that is due to me working on gratitude with him and forgiveness of myself and forgiveness of him and forgiveness of, this is another thing, forgiveness of the loss of time. You said something here where you said, I wish I had hugged him. Where was it? I just want to see my dad and hug him and hear him sing and play the guitar. I wish I would have hugged him a little tighter that last time I saw him. That part to me, I totally get that too. Many people feel that way with the passing of a loved one, right? We always wish we did that one extra thing. But we have to forgive ourselves that how do I want to say this? I feel like we have to forgive ourselves that we didn't do it. And we have to understand and acknowledge ourselves that we can still do that now through that forgiveness. Like every time I sort of forgive myself, I feel like my dad feels better. Because my dad, on the other side, I don't feel like he wants to see me suffering. He doesn't want to see me sad. He doesn't want to see me depressed. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel the same way, like in Mary's situation. I don't think Jeff wants her to feel like that she needs to close down her heart because of him. He would want her to open it up. His love is still there. Her love is still there. Connect it still. I know it's different. It's a different kind of love. It changes because they're no longer in a physical body, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gone. Oh, Sean with another site, Spirit Speak. Okay, cool. He talked to you, Mary? That's beautiful. Lisa's like, I'm out walking around listening to Dan. Oh God, Lisa, don't walk into a tree, girl. I took my 45-minute walk tonight. I had to. Anyways, I'm sorry. Like, if I came off like an ass earlier with Mary, I didn't mean to. I know Mary's a tough chick, and I know Mary can handle anything I have to say to her. And I was not trying to be callous or rude. I'm very careful with, I don't want to let Mary slip into the sadness. Same with Lindsay. Like, I know that you're depressed, Lindsay. I know that you're sad. You don't want to slip into that sadness and that depression. I know it's hard not to do because you miss them, but the thing is I really don't believe that our loved ones want us in that state once they've passed. I think that they want us to thrive and to continue on and to continue living and loving and I know that to be true. And so when people get stuck on like the fact that they're no longer here, it doesn't mean that they're no longer here. They're just here with us in a different vibration. And so you just have to change your vibration and raise it just a little bit so that you can sense them. You know, and if it's through meditation or it's through walking or listening to good music, whatever raises your vibration, if you raise your vibration up, you'll find that you'll be able to connect with them. You'll be able to understand, like back to that story of me in the truck. I was listening to some, I don't know what song it was, but my energy was really high and good, and I was speeding. I was speeding down that freeway going way faster than I've ever driven in my life, and I knew I shouldn't have been doing it, but it felt damn good. And because it felt so good, that's when I was able to sense that he was right there enjoying it too. And he was excited for me too. Do you know what I'm saying? So my vibration rose and maybe his dropped a little, and we were able to meet in that truck, and I was able to be aware that, oh my God, he's here and he's happy and he's okay and I'm okay and I can forgive myself and I can forgive him and he certainly forgives me because he's on the other side. You got to remember too, this is the other thing, guys, and this is just my theory, but the other side, they have a much better time of it over there. They don't have all of the bullshit we're dealing with over here. We've already got it hard enough as it is. That's why I'm like, don't get stuck in the sadness, don't get stuck in the depression, because we've got enough stuff hitting us in the face with the media and politics and wars and death and, you know, sadness and money and time and stress, all of that stuff. They don't have that in the spirit world. They're doing better over there than we are over here. I promise you that. Lindsay says, my dad used to call me Butterfly and I randomly see them all the time. There you go, Lindsay. I also see frogs all the time and he knows I love them. Frogs are a symbol of cleansing, Lindsay. I love frogs. I also had a black cat show up underneath his truck a week after he died, and that cat knows when I'm sad and sleeps on my pillow behind my head. I think he sent her to comfort me. It's just hard. All the time I just want to call my dad and tell him about something or about my day, and then I can't. Here's the thing, Lindsay, your dad probably knows. You need just, in bed, talk to him. I talk to my dad every day. He texted me every day, even just to tell me, hey Bear, I love you. I also had visitation dreams from him a couple times, but I feel he was very sad in every single dream. It bothered me. He might have, here's the thing. This is just a suggestion, Lindsay. If he was sad in those dreams, where were you at during those dreams? What was going on in your life? Were you sad during those times when he showed up? Because when I read that, it makes me wonder what was going on in your life. And I'm not saying that your dream was connected to what was going on in your life. What I think is maybe your dad's sadness might have been connected to your sadness. If those were times where you were feeling extra sad or having an extra hard time in life, that might be why he was sad in your dream. It's not that he himself is sad. He's probably sad to see that you're hurting. And a couple of songs always come on the radio at the strangest time. And the first song, totally girl. And the first song I ever heard when I first drove his truck was Not Even Dying Can't Stop Me Now. Lindsay, you know this shit, girl. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Hi, Andrew, how are you? I can see you. Shut up, Andrew, I can see you. So, yeah, so you know this, Lindsay. You need to just keep tapping into that and that knowing, because it looks to me like you've got all of those signs around you and he's working overtime and you have a relationship with him still. You can call upon him whenever you want. Tracy says, I would be devastated to think my kids would suffer. I gave them life and would want them to have a happy life that I have wished for them. Death is sadly a part of life, and it's true. Unfortunately, it's true. I'm working to learn how to be a better medium, because I want to be able to give people that gift, right? Of learning how to heal both the spirit world and the material world through, you know, communicating with past loved ones. I'm still not very good at it. I'm working at it. I want to get better at it, right? But I do know that with my experience with what I've done, that spirit doesn't want us over here depressed and sad. We're supposed to be over here enjoying life and focusing on what makes us happy and joyous and free, right? And I know that that's not always easy, right? We have all sorts of different factors over here that we have to contend with, like time, money, jobs, relationships, broken hearts, death. Um, there's a lot of stuff that we deal with over here, right? That grows us in different ways, both physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. It changes us over, over lifetimes. But we came here for that very reason, right? And when our loved ones pass over to the other side, they are free of a lot of those burdens. They are free of time. They are free of like worry and stress. The worry and stress that we carry around their passing, they don't want us to have that. I think that causes them worry and stress over there. If anything were to cause them worry and stress, it would be that, is our worry and stress here. Now, that's not to say that you're not allowed to be worried and stressed, right? But you want to try and work through it as best you can. Mary says, Dan, every time I've connected with my parents, they have always looked sad too, but via telepathic communication, they weren't sad at all. Exactly. There might be, a lot of times what I've noticed in mediumistic, because I've watched a lot of different mediums work and stuff, a lot of times the messages from the other side, if there's a message from the other side from a loved one that's passed, is usually either they're sorry for something that they didn't say, or they feel sadness for their parting, for their passing, like maybe it was so sudden, or that they're upset, that I don't think that they're upset per se, but they don't like seeing their loved ones upset on our side, right? So they might express that, like this sort of like idea of they're a little bit worried about you, right? They want you to feel better. They want you to be okay. They want you to forgive yourself. They know when we're being hard on ourselves, right? And they don't want that. I really truly believe that. But there are messages from the other side where loved ones regret how things played out. Like, do I think that my dad on the other side is sorry that he didn't say goodbye to me? Yes. I actually feel like I know that. But that's what gets me like a little bit emotional in my heart. But I forgive him for that all the time. Like right now, the top of my head is tingling. Like I feel like that's him. I forgive him for that. Because he's human. And we we can only do the best we can in the given moment. What's the matter, Andrew? Andrew's saying, help! What's the matter, Andrew? What do you need help with, dear? Long, crazy day at work, Kelly. What is it? Lisa says, all I've got to say is I'm one good-hearted, tough-ass bitch, and I mean that in the best way. Exactly. Someday, to the masses, you'll be sharing all of your gifts. I hope so, Andrew. I pray for that. I want to make that difference one day. I just don't know that I can. That's my cross to bear, right? That's my and I cry. I get emotional because I want it really bad, like in my heart. But I fear that I can't do it. Like I fear that like, what if I'm not good enough? I have my own self doubts. I'm a human being too. So I work at it. And I don't ever want to give somebody the wrong information. I don't ever want to like say, oh, I'm channeling your father. I'm not channeling, but like I have messages from your father, blah blah blah. So that's why I study now. I don't claim to be a medium. I can only tell you that I'm studying to be a medium because I want to be able to help people like Lindsay and Mary to let them know that their loved ones are on the other side. They still care about them. They are aware of what's going on. There is a continuation of life. Just because we let go of the physical body doesn't mean that the soul stops. And I truly, truly believe that. That's why I study it. So I'm working on getting better at it. But as far as the grief part of it, to me, I think that a good medium can help with grief. And I want to be able to assist in doing that through the giving of evidential mediumship, evidence of continuation of life. But until I feel like I understand exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and able to do it well, I don't necessarily feel like I should be trying to heal anybody's grief. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's not that I don't care about their grief at all. It's just I can't be responsible for that. I mean, it's not that I'm responsible for it, but you know what I'm saying? I think you guys understand. Hey, Crystal Brendy, how are you? What people deem for bad, God will always turn into positive. Someone other than Mary needed to hear this message. I hope so. I will be taking, Kelly will be taking a nice hot bubble bath later, 2 days off. Good for you, Kelly. You're a nurse, right, Kelly? Thank you for, I believe you're a nurse, right? You're, what do they call it? The, not critical workers, but essential worker. I try not to doubt, Barb. Thank you. Medium rare, exactly. I'm a medium, actually. Really, I'm a large. Yeah, that's my female bulldog. She's laying on the ground. Speaking of which, I'm actually ready for dinner. I'm sorry this side railed into a whole mediumship discussion, but maybe that's what was intended. Maybe that's what was supposed to happen. I trust that things happen for a reason. So we only got a few cards out for people, but um, I will do this again next week. Hopefully tomorrow at some point. I have a couple of paid readings I have to do tomorrow, and then I am going to try and get the air signs done. I need to get the air signs out for May. I've got a lot of stuff I need to do before May 1st. I need to do the love reading for Patreon and the Archangel message for Patreon. So there's a lot going on around here. And I've been like, last week I was in the, I felt awful last week. I was just in a shitty way. So let's do one card for everybody really quick. Let's just do a Moonology card because we didn't pull anything from the Moonology deck. So let's see what the Moonology cards have to say, because tomorrow night is the new moon in Taurus, which is a really wonderful time for creation. Taurus being a very creative, earthy energy, the creation of material wealth, steadiness, stubbornness, but in a good way, you know, like setting ourselves on a goal and going after it. New moons are great for creating new ideas, where we want to see ourselves, how we want the month to play out. So it's a nice, tomorrow night will be a nice, what's the word? Point of creation, I guess. So let's see what the Moonology deck wants for us to know as a group, as a greater whole. And we get, beautiful. Let me turn this around. This is Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. And I'm not really sure what the Balsamic Moon is. I'm going to read it out of the book, just because I've never even heard that terminology before. So let me look here and see. Is that part of the phases? I don't even know if that's a phase, or where the heck is Balsamic Moon? Because it's making me want a salad. Let me say that. Gibbous. Oh, it's page 38. I just like that it says a time for healing, which is lovely. So let me read this to you guys while you listen to the soothing sounds of my dog snoring. I just love, before I read this, I just want to talk about, like, I love this slight pink light that's coming out from behind this moon. Like, this is the healing that emerges from the heart, right? Because when you think about the heart chakra, which is the fourth chakra, it's always associated with the color green, which is healing, or pink. And to me, this feels like that time of healing, that beginning to let that sort of healing light sort of come forward and shine through. All right, so let me read this to you guys. Pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past, and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. This is not the time to paper over cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you still need a little more time to heal and to soothe both yourself and anyone else in need. Then remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. This is also a time to surrender and wait to hear guidance from the universe. Powerful insights can be had. If you know that someone or something really isn't good for you, this card is a reminder to surrender. Start to work on your belief in your dreams so you're ready when the time comes. And it says, attuned to the moon, when one is healed, all are healed. Additional meanings, it's time to let go of the past. You are about to turn the corner. You need more time to heal. And think about how this situation would look if everyone were healed. The teaching, it says here, is patience is required at the time of the balsamic moon. It's a time for self-care. Get it with those baths, Kelly. It's a time for self-care as you slowly but surely prepare yourself for the new moon, which is just around the corner. The new moon is tomorrow, guys. I said that. Wait, is it a balsamic moon tonight? No way. Because the new moon is tomorrow night. Anyways, no matter, all right, so, but surely prepare yourself for the new moon, which is just around the corner. No matter which point in the current moon cycle you have pulled this card, it's a reminder to go a little bit easy on yourself. The time to step into your creatrix power will come soon enough. Give yourself the time you need. Okay, you guys? What does it say? A beautiful card, balsamic or not, now go eat a salad, LOL. All right, Lisa Vanderhelm, I'm going to do that. Tonight is a meteor shower? Well, thank you for being an essential worker, Kelly. So you guys, it's time for healing. Allow yourself all the opportunity to heal. Remember that you guys have it all within you. That's the thing. It's like, if you stop and you like talk to yourself or have that conversation with yourself, you can find that healing within you, right? I really truly believe that. I mean, I'm searching for it within myself all of the time. I'm in no way means better off than anybody else. I've got my own crosses to bear and shit to work through, fears to deal with, all of that stuff. People that are close to me know that, right? And I share that with you guys too sometimes, like I did the other night when I was upset during the charming, right? But I feel like I can do that, right? Like that should be a safe place for me to do that. Yeah, new moon is tomorrow. I know that. Hey, Casey Ray, how are you? Love you too. So you guys, have a great evening. Please go out, heal yourselves, heal your loved ones. Imagine everybody healed and perfect. And like with this new moon in Taurus, right? Which Taurus is such an earthy, wonderful, like creative energy. With this new moon in Taurus, imagine everybody, yourselves included, being healed, right? And allow that new moon, that creation, like that imagination to sort of release that energy, that thought pattern, that idea, that possibility, and let it go out into the world and see if it helps heal not only, you know, us and those around us, but maybe the world as a whole. You know, those that are suffering with coronavirus, those that are working around the clock to help those that are suffering with it, you know, imagine them, put them in your thoughts, and see them as being healed with this new moon in Taurus, that beautiful, earthy, accomplished Taurian energy could maybe bring about some nice change for everybody. You're welcome, Christina. Thank you, Casey, for hopping on. And I have now Sage. Thank you, Facebook user. It's so funny that you show up that way today. And thank you for your essential worker-ness, Facebook user. I know you're a nurse. You're on the front lines all the time dealing with this stuff. All right, you guys, have a great night. And sorry if I got stern papa on you, but, you know, when people are calling you nasty when you're not, I'm not going to take that, especially not when I'm giving free of my time. All right, you guys, have a good night, and I will talk to you all soon. Tune in tomorrow for the forecast. The forecast is actually really lovely. This morning's forecast was really beautiful. If you go over to the YouTube channel, the heart chakra was present, the crown chakra was present again. There's a lot of chakra energy happening, so these would be things that you would want to be meditating on or going towards working on. And tomorrow's is a really beautiful one. It's already posted over on Patreon. If you want to subscribe, you can see it now, but you have to subscribe at the Guardian Angel level to be able to get it every day, a day early. All right, I will talk to you guys later. I wish you all well, and I hope that, you know, you all see yourself as healed. All right, have a good night.